In our last video, we were in the Orlando suburb of Claremont, Florida. We checked out the waterfront. Actually, both of them. Downtown is flanked by two different waterfronts. We explored a very cool historic village, and as usual, checked out some of the street art. In this video,
we're in Buffalo, New York.
For context, this video was filmed January 31st through February 2nd. Over 3 days, we went to the historic district of Allentown, of course downtown, and a little bit of the waterfront, and I'll leave time marks in the description.
So today we're in the Allentown district of Buffalo, New York, and we're starting at the Theodore Roosevelt Historic Center. This home is where Vice President Teddy Roosevelt was sworn into office on September 13, 1901, when William McKinley was shot and killed during his visit to the Pan American Expo in Buffalo.
If you're interested, check their website for hours and tour information. So now we're approaching the heart of the Allentown district, which happens to be Allen Street.
Allentown is named for Lewis Allen, who came to Buffalo in 1827 and was one of the founders of the Buffalo Historical Society. Allentown is now known for its community of artists and is home to the annual Allentown Art Festival, which started in 1958. The entire Allentown Historic District is listed on the National Register of Historic Places and has been since 1980.
Allen Street was surprisingly short, so to give you the best view, we're actually going to walk both sides for you. So the elephant in the room is, why did we choose January to visit Buffalo? And if you've watched our videos in the past, you know we just take advantage of any opportunities presented to us. So we actually weren't here strictly to tour the city. There was some business that revolved around it. But with that said, we couldn't resist the opportunity. This is one of our bucket list cities, and I'm really glad that we went. So we're starting our trip of Allentown on appropriate left Allen Street. It's not the most wonderful day. About 40 degrees, it's not too cold, but it's raining. So we'll do our best. We know the videos and pictures won't be fantastic, but we'll do our best to capture it for you. And today, I think 40 degrees is the high. Tomorrow's only like 19, so it'll be a nicer day, but I don't know. 19's pretty tough for this Floridian. I don't know. We'll see how we do. So over the next few days, we'll do the best we can to show you downtown Buffalo. All right, I know I said we were on Allen Street, but we're actually going to do a little bit of a circular motion as we saw a very neat neighborhood we wanted to check out.
This black building is the Granite Works, which was the first mixed-use historic redevelopment in downtown Buffalo. It consists of buildings from the mid-1800s. The building across the street was originally constructed in 1898 as the Buffalo Catholic Institute Library.
And this block was the reason for our short detour.
Now we're on historic Pearl Street. Check out these gorgeous old houses. These homes were built post-Civil War, and most have been preserved. It is considered the best area in Buffalo for viewing a large number of intact brick homes.
And here we are back on Allen Street.
So, a few facts about Buffalo in general. It is the second most populous city in the state of New York, behind New York City. It has a population of about 278,000, with a metro population of 1.1 million.
And here we've just crossed Delaware Street to explore the other side.
And for reference, Delaware Street is where you'll find the Roosevelt National Historic Site. This group of two-story, nearly identical brick residences were built in 1868 and are known as Tiff's Row.
As you can see, Allentown is loaded with very unique retail stores, bars, and restaurants, in addition to being the city's art district. So as we reached this corner, we couldn't help but notice there was another very unique residential neighborhood, this time a lot more colorful than the last one. So of course, we had to check it out. If you like your houses on the colorful side, this block's for you. If you like that, if memory serves, one of those was actually a B&B. And so here we are back on Allen Street.
Here is the Allendale Theater, which was built in 1913 as one of the first neighborhood theaters. It was saved from demolition in 1986 when the Theater of Youth took over.
Okay, some further context for you. We actually stayed in Allentown at a Residence Inn on Delaware Street. Literally, we could see the Roosevelt Monument across the street from our hotel window. We did not bring or rent a car, so everything you see in this video will be within reasonable walking distance of Allentown. As Allentown is considered the arts district, you will see a lot of art in this video, and if that's your thing, towards the end of the video we do have a section dedicated to the street art. It's hard to tell from the video, but at this time it was really starting to rain, and fortunately we were very close to the end of the street, so it was time to wrap this one up so we could go check out some of the famous buffalo wings. Okay, what did you think of the Allentown Historical District in downtown Buffalo?
I really liked it. I'm going to need to do some research. These are very old homes and kind of eclectic, so the architecture down here was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, this is really actually cool. I mean, it exceeded my expectations. I love the old neighborhoods. I mean, just really enjoyed that. Really some eclectic ones too. Hopefully they show up in the video.
Yeah.
The downtown, or at least the heart of this district, has all the usual suspects, you know, interesting mom and pop stores and
Pubs and restaurants.
Pubs, restaurants, yeah, everything you would expect. So I actually really liked it, and I give this a huge thumbs up.
I do too.
All right. All right, it's day 2. Yesterday was around 40 and raining. Today, actually pretty nice, but the high is gonna be 15. So we're leaving the Allentown district and we're gonna head to downtown. And the first section we came across was the theater district.
This was a really cool area. There were over 50 theaters in this district in the early 20th century when Buffalo was considered the gateway to the West, bringing visitors via rail and through the Erie Canal that was newly completed. In the 1950s, growth reversed and the city began to decline. And by 1978, this district was over 65% vacant.
All right, so on that vacant note, you probably noticed throughout this downtown video there's not a lot of people. And we can't explain that. It's perhaps just not a very vibrant downtown, or just as plausibly, it was a high, I believe, of about 15 degrees that morning. So that could certainly explain that as well.
Work to save the theater district began in 1978, and the area now includes theaters, bars, restaurants, and shops. This building with the gold dome is the Buffalo Savings Bank, which opened in 1901. That's a 24-karat gold leaf dome on top. From Roosevelt Plaza, you can see this tall white building, which is the Electric Tower. Built in 1912, the original occupant was the Buffalo General Electric Company.
So a quick side note, if you've watched our videos in the past, you know Caro and I really don't do any planning or research when we visit a new city. So you're going along for the ride. We're seeing things for the first time. So those of you that are familiar with the town saying, hey, why didn't you show this? Why didn't you show that? Well, it's just because we didn't happenstance upon it.
So at times we do miss things, but because we didn't plan and we just wander, we often wander into areas that tourists wouldn't normally go, and we see some really cool things. But here's a tourist area for sure, Lafayette Square, named for General Lafayette, who visited Buffalo in 1825. This square has two presidential significant events. Former President Martin Van Buren received the Free Soil Party nomination for president in 1848. He did lose, and President-elect Abraham Lincoln also spoke in the square. So today we're in downtown Buffalo. The high today, 15, feels like 3, but we bundled up and came downtown and it was well worth it. We've walked through the theater district and now we're down at the McKinley Monument right near the convention center. And behind the McKinley Monument is Buffalo City Hall, which opened in 1931 and is still in use.
Right next to the convention center is the Statler Hotel.
The Statler Hotel was completed in 1923 and it had modern innovations like a bath in every room. Multiple presidents and celebrities have stayed there, but it closed in the 1980s. It's being renovated as a mixed-use building with apartments, entertainment options, and event space, and some of the event spaces are already in use.
Yeah, way to go, Buffalo, for revitalizing this absolutely beautiful historic hotel. It's sure good to see this thing come back to life. The other proverbial elephant in the room is the vacancies. I'm sure you see a lot of them in this video. We tried to research that. It looks like, at least in part, COVID could be to blame because a lot of people basically worked from home. And that's a loss of roughly 10,000 workers a day that just aren't around to support these businesses. So hopefully, just like everything else, that'll come back online as well. looks like we're about to wrap up this section, but if you want to see more of the downtown, we'll show you the parts near the waterfront and the sports venues in the final section.
We're at the Buffalo Waterfront, or Ice Front.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be iced over, but we still wanted to come to this section to show you a very awesome Veterans Memorial Park.
Yeah, this is the largest inland naval park in the United States. It's home to 4 decommissioned naval vessels, including the USS Little Rock, which you see here. Throughout the park, you'll see memorials to all the major wars. While you can come to the park year-round, if you want to take tours, those are available March through November. Today we're at Veterans Memorial Park, which is an amazing tribute to our service people. So this marks the west end of the Erie Canal, which opened in 1825. The canal carried people and products between the Hudson River and Lake Erie. It was the first navigable waterway connecting the Atlantic Ocean to the Great Lakes.
Yeah, the Erie Canal was kind of both a blessing and a curse to this great city. The canal allowed for tremendous growth of this city, but also when better modes of transportation became available, that was sort of the start of the decline of the city as well.
And here we are at KeyBank Center, which is home to the Buffalo Sabres NHL hockey team.
Just a short distance away is their minor league baseball field.
And this cool building was the old post office, which opened in 1901. It is now home to SUNY Erie.
Now it's time for some of the street art we promised, and then we'll wrap this video up. All right, what'd you think of Buffalo?
I really liked it. Despite being January, which is probably not the best time to visit here, we weathered the cold and it was really great. Lots of cool old buildings and a ton of microbreweries. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, don't let the sun fool you, man. It's ass-kicking cold. 12 degrees or something. But you know what? I actually think visiting in the winter might be a pretty cool thing if you dress properly, because we kind of had the downtown to ourselves.
That's true.
And as Caroline said, man, there's a lot of awesome breweries and pubs and things. And so we just had a great day. And you know what? I'd come back again even in the winter. I thought this was fantastic. So a huge thumbs up for me.
Me too.
All right, get off the couch and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.